the two people you are trying to please are from the same sex. So
Right.
if you're a woman, you're trying to please your husband and your guy friend, and if you're a guy, you're trying to please your wife and your female friend, and it just never ends well.
What's up, you guys? We're back. I feel like it's been literally like a month. I think it's been a month for us.
Yes, it's been a long time.
But we're happy to be back. So today's topic, can men and women truly be friends, both being in a relationship? And if so, and if you say yes, when it comes down to it, who is your loyalty towards? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So before you start, actually, I'm gonna let you start.
No,
No,
I
I'm
want
gonna
you.
let
Now I want you to say
I'm
what you
gonna
were
let
gonna
you
say.
start because I wanna respond to what you're gonna say.
Wait, you don't even know what I'm gonna say.
I know, so I don't want to jump the gun. Go
I
ahead.
can't. No, I want you to just say it. Say it.
No, it's gonna be an interesting conversation.
All right. So, is the issue friendship or access when you talk about opposite sex friends?
What do you mean by access?
So, I'm a true believer that not everyone should have access to you. Why? Because that's something intimate, reserved for certain people, and then when it comes down to relationships, it's reserved for your wife or your husband or your partner.
What do you mean by access? Like access to certain things, access to your time, like what access in
Yeah.
what sense?
Your time is everything. Like who you prioritize and who you give your time to is very telling of how you feel about people, right? Because when you give your time is something you can never get back.
Fine.
You were looking at me weird. I'm like, is this too far?
Well, I just gotta make sure the
Um,
production's in order. So
so what do you think about that?
yeah, I mean, like everything else, I feel like everything has to have boundaries and limitations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you do have that relationship with a friend that you grew up with or whatever, um, you need to know the balance and you need to know the difference. Like, and this is what we're gonna talk about today, right? Because
Right.
no, I guess some people are gonna disagree with us and they're gonna say it's okay.
Right.
You know, they know their boundaries and they
Mm-hmm.
know their limits and they know this and they know that. But that's when everything's like normal.
Mm-hmm.
But how about when it's not normal?
Mm-hmm.
How about when there's intimacy issues in the relationship? How about when there's trust issues in the relationship? How about when there's communication issues in the relationship? How about when you're having actual marital issues? How are you gonna, where are you gonna lean towards?
Right.
That's
Right.
pretty much where it gets a little blurry
Right.
and a little tricky and that's what a lot of people don't understand. So
Right.
hopefully we can kind of like navigate through that.
And I think that a lot of people go from the angle, oh, well, I've known this person my whole life. So, like,
Right.
I knew the person before I even met you.
Right.
So, but the question and my whole point is I chose you as my husband. I didn't choose him as my husband,
Right.
right? So,
And it gets real
my loyalty has to be to you.
and it gets real tricky. Yes, it does. Or else we're done. But it gets real tricky. It gets real tricky because so let's be honest. A man meets a woman,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, whatever. At to some point there's a physical attraction there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
that's the thing people deny. People say no, it's just friends.
no, let's be honest with each
So
other.
that's where everything gets, I feel like, I
We
don't want
we
to say a
have
lie, but it's misconstrued because I feel the way you feel.
we have to be 100% honest. If you're gonna be friends with a female or a male, I'm sure the way you initially met was on a different level, mentality wise.
Right.
Then you either got put in the friend zone or you just knew you didn't stand a chance because you probably wasn't her type or she wasn't your type. So you just decided to stay friends. But to some extent, there was an attraction there.
Mm.
There was nothing really for you guys to bond over. It's not like two guys that both play on the same baseball team and they become friends. It's not like two guys that work at a car shop and they both share the same common interest in cars. Usually when you meet a female or when you meet a male out in the world, there's an attraction there. You shoot your shot, you try what you can, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Cool. We just stay cool.
Well,
You become friends.
But that's even worse because you tried. If you tried to get with the person and it didn't work, for 1,000,000%.
But that's what I'm saying.
That if you both go to be in a relationship, your friendship I'm sorry, but it needs to end because there's that spark, that wanting to be in a relationship with that person at some point. No.
But that's what I mean. That's how all opposite sex friends typically start.
Well, some people,
I don't want to say all because I don't want to generalize, but most.
So I feel like there are instances where people meet and it's just maybe you have mutual friends. Like it wasn't anything where you guys were like trying to talk to each other.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way where I feel like say I'm married and then I meet someone and everybody's really nice and there's nothing weird. The guy's never trying to talk to me or disrespectful or anything. But it's like, that if that person had a shot or a chance, like said, God forbid something happened to you. I'm so dramatic, but because that would be the only way that in this scenario, that something, God forbid, happened to you, that person would slide in and shoot their shot. So it's just like that right there, that thought is exactly why I don't believe in opposite sex friends.
But this is the thing. Why do people choose to ignore that thought?
Because I feel there's a comfortability. Like there's some part of them that either, it depends how they met. So it depends if they met before the people got married, and they're
that's
like,
where it gets tricky. That's what we're gonna talk about
today.
today.
So like so I've known this person for 10 years before you came along, and then it comes down to loyalty. I think it comes down to loyalty. You have to pick one, because unless your man is a cajillion% super happy and super like loves this person too, which I've never seen. I'm speaking from experience. I've never seen it. I've never seen people be married, have a successful marriage, happy, all the things, like real like happiness, and have opposite sex friends. So, I've never seen that.
So what you're saying is, just to reiterate what you just said, what you're saying is you've never met a couple in their 50s or their 60s that have been married for 20, 30, 40 plus years and have either or both have had opposite sex friendships for that long, or best friends for that long.
Right. I've never met them.
Okay, me neither.
They could have started, yes, have friendships as they were younger, because I feel like, you're young, you meet a lot of people, you know a lot of people, but then as time goes on, you're in a relationship for a longer time, and then your loyalty comes down to loyalty. Your loyalties have to be, it's something that is it's such a fine line.
So what you're saying is you can't be in a loyal relationship and still be loyal, or still have a friend that's of opposite sex and be loyal to them too, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah. Because I feel like at some point, say if I had an opposite sex friend, a guy friend, and we had a fight, and then I called him to bitch about you, how would that make you feel?
Yeah, now you're like kind of undermining me,
emasculating
me.
Exactly. Yeah. So now I'm devaluing you in our marriage, because now I'm going to another guy. Doesn't matter.
Now it can get worse. Now you can go vent to him. What, you're gonna go to his house? You're gonna go grab a drink with him?
Right. So it's like a whole nother relationship.
Right.
Right. So that's just that, and then the same with you.
And same thing on the opposite side. Right. If, let's just say, I got a good best friend, she's a female, and she calls me at like 2 a.m. with a problem. She got a flat tire, and I'm her best friend. She's known me for 20 years.
Right. That's what best friends do. Like from my girlfriends, from my best friend, I would jump out of bed in a heartbeat.
Now I gotta get out of bed that I'm laying in with my wife to go help another female.
It just never translates. Hey, honey, I'll be back. I'm gonna go.
Or she may call me if her man's being abusive.
Right.
Now I gotta possibly go catch a case to go help my friend.
Right.
And it's risk my family.
Your whole family, your children, your safety, your
So
marriage.
Why is it that people don't understand this though? I don't understand.
Guys, because this is very strange. Please put it in the comments, because we talk about a lot about this, because we see things on TV, or like, I don't know, it's just different scenarios that have come up throughout the years, and I've never seen this work.
If you have a relationship with an opposite sex, male or female, and you've been married for 10, 15, 20 years, please put it in the comments, interact with us, let us know how you do it, let us know what makes it work, let us know how your wife or your husband deals with it, and what made them be okay with it, because this is really rare. Because I'll be honest with you, if some dude calls my wife any time of the day to complain about his wife or his girlfriend or whatever, and my wife just drops everything she's doing to go deal with this dude, I'm not cool with that.
Right.
I don't care how long you know this guy. This guy could
Yeah.
have been like your brother that you grew up with because he was your next door neighbor when you were 7, and now you're 38 and you've known him for 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just not cool with it. So those of you that are cool with stuff like that, throw it in the comments. Let's talk about it, because I don't know how you do it.
Tell us how long it's been, how long you've been married for or in a relationship for, and how long you've known your friend.
And I don't and I
And if
believe
you were ever in in a relationship with that friend.
and I believe
I've seen this. I mean, it doesn't end well ever. It's never
it never
ended well, but
ends
I've seen
well.
it.
And it gets even worse. How about relationships that go their separate ways, they don't work out, and then they stay friends because they were just better off as friends instead of dating.
But then what? And then when they get into another relationship, they stay friends.
Yeah, they've been friends for 20
No.
years. Oh,
Oh
we used to date
no.
20 years
That's
ago.
even a worse. That's no.
We used to date 20 years ago, and it
No.
didn't work
No.
out.
No.
We were better off as friends.
Nope. If you want to be friends with your friend, sayonara. Like that's
But
never
why
gonna
do
work.
but
And it's so people. So then this is the thing that people don't like to talk about, like the elephant in the room. When people say, "Oh, well, then you're just insecure." No, I think that I know very well what I want, and I know very well my boundaries. And if you're not respecting my boundaries, then we're not going to work. And I know that, and I'm very secure in the fact that I know that. And I'm happy with that because that's what I require out of my partner, because that's what I'm willing to give him. So I don't see it as an insecurity. I think that the thing that you were talking about was the emotional versus, because it can turn. Okay, so women are very emotional, right? So when I'm upset and I'm crying and I'm like whatever, and it has to do with you, that's such a slippery slope into, like, to me that's cheating. Which is the reason why I don't believe in opposite sex friends.
it's emotional cheating,
Right.
because now you're leaning towards another female, another male,
Right.
to comfort you,
Right.
and maybe give you a hug, and maybe just console you,
Yes.
and just kind of like be there for you, be your support system.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but you're borderline in a relationship. All you're missing is the intimate
Yes,
part.
that's exactly what I was saying. And then for men, you guys are the doers, right? So like you said, oh, she needs help with her car, or something bad happened, and you are the physical embodiment to her because you're her best friend of safety.
Right.
But that would be her man if she had a man,
Right.
right? So then you leave your home and your wife and your home to go help her, and it's just such a slippery thing to see because it literally never ends well.
There's just a lot of I don't even know what's the
It's
word to use,
confusion.
but there's a lot of things that can happen in these situations that can get real messy real fast. The maybe emergency text when you're in the middle of doing something with your significant other or with your family, and now you have to make a decision. Do I stop
Yes.
what I'm doing to go help my friend?
Yes.
That's another guy or another girl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, when that person's going through some stuff, do you bring them into your home so that you and your wife or your husband can, comfort them? It's just awkward all
It is
around.
very awkward.
So when people say this is my best friend and you're a chick and it's a guy, immediately that's a red flag for me. Because
Mm-hmm.
I know this guy at some point tried to smash or tried to like get with you. You probably was like, nah, I'm all set. So the guy
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, at least I'll be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You ever need anything, I'm there for you. But any little moment that guy can come across, he's gonna
Yeah.
try to slide in.
Yeah.
Why not? He's been trying to since day one. That was his intention when he first met you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that it can happen both ways. I think it can happen with women too.
Oh yeah, of
But
course.
it's less. We see it less with women, and but honestly, nowadays it's just as much.
Yeah.
Like women just shoot their shot and they don't care, and
Yeah.
it's not like when we were younger. But I think the other thing is, So sharing relationship problems with a friend, right? Now you're confiding in someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're not, you are my confidant. Like you are that person to me. No matter what we go through, no matter how much you make me angry, no matter what we fight about, it doesn't last forever. We get
Yeah.
over it and we resolve it, thank God. So I would never seek that in someone else. But if you had that someone else, it's like temptation. It's like I think it's so we have a very traditional marriage and we don't seek validation from outside sources. We don't need it. We solve our problems in house. We don't. I don't badmouth him to anyone. He doesn't badmouth me to
You don't go on
anyone.
social media and give you a 10-second rant about how
No,
mad I make
we
you.
don't chronicle bad things. But it's not because we want to hide it or like pretend that everything's great all the time because no one lives that.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane to say to even think that. We have lasted this long because we've been able to maneuver our relationship in the hard times, right? When everything's great and happy and joyous and everything's wonderful, that's not the hard part. The
Mm-hmm.
hard part is navigating through the downs, right, of life and things that happen and how we're able to come out of it in a prosperous way, in a way that we've been able to cultivate in our marriage communication, where as hard as it is for us to say the things, I was one
But
that
you.
I wasn't able to say a lot of things in the beginning because I held a lot of fear in my
Mm-hmm.
body and my heart. And when you live in fear for other things that have nothing to do with our relationship, just from growing up, then that manifests in so many different ways in relationships, right? So I've been able to maneuver that and break out of that as I've gotten older. So has he. Everybody has some sort of
But you said
trauma that
you
you
said
went
the
through.
key word when you started what you just said, traditional.
Yes.
So traditional relationships like ours, the ones our parents, our grandparents, that was normal,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's how problems were resolved
Mm-hmm.
within your roof of your house amongst yourselves. Nowadays, that doesn't exist. So how do we fix that? How do we get into
Tradition back.
how do we bring tradition back, and how do we get this generation to be a little more traditional? Maybe stop the bad mouthing on social media about other people, whether it's other friends, exes, current relationships, marriages, because I see it all on online. How do you stop the opposite sex friends? Because we both know that's gonna cause you a problem. It might not cause you a problem now because you're still in the honeymoon stage, but when the time comes that a real situation occurs, and now you're in a position where you have to pick your wife or your friend, or your husband or your friend, what's gonna happen then? That's gonna come,
Mm-hmm.
regardless. Like things will happen eventually. So it's like, how do we fix that now, so that we don't have to get there and then possibly risk a divorce or possibly risk a breakup of a family?
I think that well, number one, get closer to God. That's the answer to everything.
Mm,
Because when you have a focused lens on your purpose in life, your life becomes easier. Why does it become easier? Because now you're able to pick distractions out. You're able to focus on what it is that you want in life. There's no confusion, right? Because the darkness, the devil, however you want to see it, the bad guys want to confuse the crap out of you so that, and then when you have confusion in your mind, you're like, do I love him? Is he the one? Should I do this?
Who do I love more?
Should I not cheat? Like that's obvious, right? No, you shouldn't. But things like that, all those dark thoughts don't come from anything good,
Yeah,
right? So the closer you get to God, the easier your life becomes
yeah.
because you get on the path that you're supposed to be on.
Mm.
Your life becomes purposeful. You become
You're clear. You're clear on what how you
the
should live your
embodiment
life. Yeah.
of the light that you're supposed to bring to the world. So I feel like once you have that and you have a clear mind, that it's easier for you to be like, you know what, if this is my person, so let's say yes, this is the guy for
Hmm.
me.
So
Women, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say. So what do you do? So let's just say you are clear. You're doing the right thing. Um, but you have a
So,
guy friend. Do
okay.
you just tell him like, "Hey, I can't be your friend no more. I know we've been friends for 20 years or 15 years or 10 years. starting today, I can't be your friend. Lose my number. Don't call me. Like, how does that
Okay, I
happen?
think that's a little abrupt.
Well, I want to give advice to the guys that are out there or the women that are out there nowadays and are in that situation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you're dating someone
Hmm.
and you really like this person, but this person's on the edge because you have too many guy friends or
Okay,
one too many guy
so
friends, and
I
now it's
think
like, eh.
so I think that I wouldn't say, I'm done with you, goodbye. But I think that I would say, this is, Danny is my future husband, my partner, however you want to say it. And I feel, and he is my priority. You have to say that,
Yeah,
because if the other person is your friend on any capacity, they're going to be like, I get it.
yeah.
It shouldn't be that hard. Like, it's hard because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but that person needs to be accepting of the fact that you are making your life. Like,
So
you
do
have to
you?
get married and have kids and do all the, or just be with this person that you love. And he needs to understand that. And if he doesn't understand that, then you have a big problem, and that he's showing his true colors.
So do you believe in just cutting them off completely, or just minimizing the conversation and the relationship?
I think that it will be cut eventually. That's what I believe, that you shouldn't have a opposite sex friend. That's just my belief.
But
But I think that it'll dwindle
but
down.
let's just say you do.
Do what?
Let's just say you do have a guy friend like that's a real close friend of
Yeah.
yours, and now you're in a relationship,
Yeah, you have to be honest. You have to say the things.
and now your new man isn't comfortable with it. Are you gonna go online and be like, I had to stop talking to this guy because he really wanted me to stop talking to my best friend who I grew up with. I've known him for 10 years,
Oh.
and he really wanted me to stop being friends with my best friend.
I think it comes down to the you having discernment, right? What is discernment? It means that you know that this is the person. This is your person, the person that your future husband, the person that you are choosing to be with, right? So everyone else is secondary. So if this person can,
You said something key right there. That's the problem.
what?
That's the situation that I feel a lot of people don't know how to differentiate both and how to
Right.
prioritize one over the other.
Right.
Because I have seen videos online, just like I see them bashing guys about other things, they also try to make them seem like they're crazy because they wouldn't take them serious because her best friend was a guy. This guy's crazy. He really expected me to stop talking to my best friend that I've known for 20 something years. Like, this is like my brother. Are you serious? Stop being so insecure. Stop being this. Like, I've known
Mm-hmm.
this guy since I was 10 years old. I'm 32 years old, 22 years of my life. Now you want me to like stop talking to him or like disown him and his family just because we started dating? You're delusional. Stop being, and I see them just go in and go in and go in and
Well, that I
I'm
always say
like,
the
"Oh my
same.
God." I'm like, "Is this really like a thing
But
out there?"
I always say this, right? That person, she's whatever she or he is saying, is she's saying everything about what she's saying is saying so much about herself and not who she's talking about. So we don't care about the guy she's talking about, because she's going on and she's bashing this poor kid guy, that he has boundaries. That's what I was saying earlier. It's not an insecurity.
Yeah.
It's a boundary. I
Right.
have a boundary, which means that I know what I want.
But what gives her the right, or this person the right, to just go online and like blame it all on him?
No, she's
Uh,
wrong.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, it's wrong,
Yeah.
and I feel like that ties into the episode we did a couple weeks ago about women complaining they can't find good men.
Right.
Well, it was more like single mothers, but complaining they can't find good men. But these are some of the things that go into play with that.
Right.
Like, you have the other person has to feel important.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm with you and you do not make me feel important, what am I doing here? Why am I
Right.
with you?
Yeah.
The whole point of me being in a relationship is so that that other person can venture through life with me, making me feel things that I can't possibly probably feel on my own to that level,
Right.
or that together we can take it to another level. Um, I'm not just gonna be with someone that I have to like just be miserable because they won't work with me or compromise on certain things. At that point, I
Mm-hmm.
might as well be alone
Right.
and be happy
Mm-hmm.
and just do things my way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand it. I just don't understand how people cannot validate other people's emotions and still complain when that other person sets that boundary in place and just moves on
Yeah.
and try to blame them for them not wanting to be in that situation.
No.
It's your fault we're not together. Why? Because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be okay
Because I
with
didn't want to have a
you.
threesome.
Yeah, I didn't want to have a
I didn't
threesome
want to be in a
friendship for the
relationship
rest of
with
my
two other
life.
people. Like, you're choosing the one person. And I think it's ridiculous for people to, and that's fine if you are okay with that. So go find someone that is okay with that. Don't
Yeah,
bash the
but that's not gonna
person.
last.
Right.
Even
That's,
if you do
they
find it,
can
it's
find
not.
out. They'll find out.
If you find someone that's cool with it, it's just not gonna last.
Right.
There will come a time, or plenty of times, that situations will happen that someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
If you have your best friend over for dinner and your wife makes you a meal, and you try it, and you say your friend cooks it better, that's gonna cause a problem with her.
Of course.
If your friend calls you at 2 in the morning saying that their man just kicked him to the curb, or this and that, or he put his hands on her, or that she got a flat tire, that's gonna cause a problem. If that person comes over and they're having a tough time with whatever, and they need a shoulder to cry on, and now your wife has to watch you console somebody else on your couch while they're crying to you on your shoulder, that's gonna
That's
cause
so
a problem.
crazy.
There will be a
No.
situation that will definitely cause a problem with that.
Right.
And then if it's not that deep of a friendship, right, where it's just like, no, well, you guys are taking it overboard. It's not that serious. Well, then at that point, then what do you need to have them around? If in general, then
Yeah.
you just want to like, I just don't understand why men and women need to be friends. Now, let's not get it twisted. You can have coworkers, right? And those definitely have to know their boundaries, right? Because you have to interact with these people every day. So I can have a coworker that's a female that can call me for a question, and vice versa, ask you a question. Hey, I just realized in today's meeting this is and that. Oh yeah, they said this is and that. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, how do you do this? All right, let me show you. Boom, boom, boom. But this person's not coming around your family. This person isn't calling you at 2 in the morning. You're not having to pick between this person, a coworker, and like your loved ones. So it's a totally different situation. So don't get it twisted for you guys. Don't go crazy in the comments. We're speaking about people that essentially introduce you and say, this is my best friend, this is
Right.
my
Right.
friend, we've been friends for 10 years, we've been friends for 5, 15,
Work.
20
I
years
think, yeah.
That's different. Like,
Work
I understand we live in a mixed world, and we will have to interact with different
with
types
other
of
people.
other people.
I
Yeah,
think it's work relationships are easy. Like, you just
it stays at work.
it stays at work,
Your work
and it's during work
coworkers
hours.
shouldn't be calling you
Right.
at 3 in the morning,
Right.
and they probably will
So
never call
there's
you with a flat
work.
tire or nothing
So
like
if you
that.
work 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, that's where it stays. And you build a boundary line where it's work related, right? We don't call the worker or coworker for any other reasons other than work related questions. Because then if you blur the lines, then that can become a potential
Yeah,
problem, like anything else.
of course.
So, but yeah. So, and then the other thing that I wanted to touch on was,
Well, I wanted to throw that out there because people sometimes on the internet just take things like sideways.
because they work so much and then they know
Yeah.
these people for so long. Yeah.
Well, yes.
I think that it's your duty as a good moral person to keep the boundary lines clear.
Yeah.
There's no blurriness, there's no, you know, let's go for lunch every single day and let's go, like, that's, to me that's weird.
And
I
if
don't do it, and he doesn't do it, and it just,
and if
it
you
works for us because it stays to what it is. You know
and
what I
if you
mean?
have a healthy relationship, it's transparent. Everyone can see it, including your
Right.
coworkers, how much you love your husband, how much you love your wife.
Right.
So they'd be stupid to even try anything. Maybe some people might try something if they see you're in a problematic relationship, and they'll be like, "Oh, I really like this girl, I really like this guy, and this person treats them like shit. They deserve better. I'm gonna try to shoot my shot or
but
something."
you
You know
set
what I'm
those
saying?
boundaries, right?
Right. But when they even see that you're even more in a happier relationship, they'd be stupid to try that.
Right, right.
Like, they
Then
see
they'll look silly on
they
their
see how
own.
happy you are, they're gonna get shut down, so they'll never even try that.
Yeah.
But definitely, definitely, you need to be able to keep the boundaries there. Like you said,
Yeah.
whether it's a work relationship, whether it's a friendship, I don't think the friendship still exists, period. But if you choose to have it,
If it makes your significant other uncomfortable, it needs to be a hard stop.
but that's the
Like,
problem. That significant other, because they love their wife or their husband so much, they might just deal with it. but that doesn't mean they're okay with
So
it.
they need, so this
I
is
can
this
tell
is
you
my
right
hold on,
now.
this is my piece of advice for people. If you, whatever your what do you call it, not red flags, whatever your
Trigger.
no, whatever your boundaries are, that you're like, this is a hard no for me, you need to set them. And if the person does not honor them, then you have to have a serious talk about whether you should be in the relationship or not. Because if I told you, babe, I'm really uncomfortable with you being friends with this person you've known for 10 years or whatever amount, and you give me pushback, then we need to have a conversation about us. Okay, forget her. That was problem number one. Now we have a second problem,
Right.
because now you're telling me that this is more important than me feeling comfortable. Like, I should be a priority. I need to be, which we don't have that problem, thank God, because listen, if you feel uncomfortable in your own relationship where you're not prioritized, that's a very sad thing, and you need to have conversations around that to heal that, because you can't live like that. You're going to have resentment in your heart towards your partner, and nobody should live like that.
What do you tell people that say you're just insecure?
Again, it's not, I know what I want.
So it has
So
nothing to do with insecurity. It's
no,
it's a choice.
there's a line. I feel like there's a line that people think. One thing is being jealous, like crazy jealous, where you're going out of your mind berserk about little things. That's different. If you can have just a conversation about things where your partner, I feel like if I feel something, you hear me out,
Yeah.
and you don't make me feel crazy, you don't make me feel stupid. That's very important, both ways. Like, if you tell me something, men don't really, aren't, well, we've been married forever, but men usually don't confide, don't like blur their feelings out. So when men do that, it's very important that the female understands how much it took from the man to do this, and this cannot be shared with anybody else. You can't make the person feel stupid. You can't emasculate him. You can't, like, it goes both ways. But for men, I think it's so hard for you guys to open up. So when you do open up, I think that females need to, like, really hone in on that and be like, wow, like, the fact that he felt comfortable enough to tell me to open up in this way towards me
That's a little too deep. I don't know.
says
I
a
don't. I
lot.
don't know if females get that deep nowadays.
What do you, that's the problem.
Yeah.
They have to get it. It needs to be that deep if you want a meaningful relationship. Do you want to be in a marriage where you're happy? You're, the way you make me feel. Like, I'm happy. I love my life. I'm blessed. I just, everything that I could have ever wanted for my life is what I have, and I don't take it for granted. Not one day, not one time. And what does that mean? That means that we honor each other. And I think that that's so important. And people don't understand what that means, because they prioritize other things or other people. Why are we doing that when the person you're supposed to be feeling all of that with is in front of you?
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, um, whether people choose to accept it or not, or whether people choose to understand it or not, it's just one of those things that we already all know the ending story to it.
What do you mean? Like, it doesn't end well?
It doesn't end well.
Yeah.
You either end up having to um, not be supportive to your opposite sex friend that you've known for so long, because you have to make a decision of who you're gonna pick at some point. Hopefully, you pick the person you chose to marry, or you're gonna pick your friend who you've known longer than the person you chose to marry, and now you're breaking your significant other's heart and possibly causing a divorce or breaking up a family. To some extent, it's very difficult to maintain a healthy side on both, because the two people you are trying to please are from the same sex. So if you're a woman, you're trying to please your husband and your guy friend, and if you're a guy, you're trying to please your wife and your female friend, and it just never ends well. And this is why I've never seen a 60-year-old couple or a 50-year-old couple saying this has been my best friend for the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Now, don't get it twisted. You can have opposite sex friends that are mutual friends that you've met together.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we have some
Yeah.
that we've met after we were together, and they just became cool with both of us. You know what I'm saying? And we all hang out together, and it is what it is.
Yes.
But that's that's not even a topic of conversation because these are people that came into your life after, and they end up becoming like family to both of us,
Right.
or business partners or whatever. But I'm talking about people that come into your life before
Mm-hmm.
you get together, and then when you get together, it's like a package deal. Like they
Right.
come with you or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
That's what
think
I'm
that
talking
I
about.
think that, just being a good person, you have to, and being someone who wants to be obedient to God, because believing in God and being obedient are two different things. And I think that the hard part for most people is being obedient, right? You can believe in God. I mean, the devil believes in God.
I mean, the
It's
Bible.
That's not the hard part. The hard,
I'm gonna
he is a creator of everything.
I'm gonna
The hard
play.
part is obedience, right? Because that's where you would be like, my husband is my priority, not my best friend. You don't wish anything bad on your best friend, on this other man that, that is your friend, but when everything comes down to it, you are it. There's no competition.
So I want to respond to that. I'm gonna flip the coin because you don't like what I usually say. The other person's advocate.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I don't
so
like when he says that, being the devil's advocate, because then you're advocating for the devil. So I told him to
so
stop saying
I'm
that.
I'm gonna flip a coin here. So let's just say somebody comes up to you and tells you, well, the Bible doesn't say you can't have opposite sex friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he created Adam and Eve,
Mm-hmm.
so we're clear on that. As far as like, other topics like
Mm-hmm.
transgender and stuff like that, same sex marriages, whatever. But the Bible doesn't say you can't have same sex friends.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to that?
Well, the Bible doesn't say not to go on a killing spree, but you know that you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So and the Bible does say, Scripture does say to honor, your marriage, your husband, your wife, and how to do that. It tells you.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, that's what's important. You're building your life with your partner.
Yeah.
God has given you this person. How beautiful is that?
Hmm.
To live a whole life, to create children, to see them grow up, to, be best friends. Like, you are my best friend.
Is it possible for you to have a male friend and still and that male friend know his boundaries, therefore you can still be loyal to your husband? Or I guess what I'm trying to say is it possible for a woman to be loyal to her husband and the friend understand that and still be cool with it?
I think that
At
it
that
could, it
point,
is
why
possible, but I think that would, at that point, it would probably, I see that happening as this person is, so you're both friends, you find someone, you end up marrying this man, then he finds someone and ends up marrying his wife, right? And then all of you become friends. Like, that's a healthy dynamic.
but that's rare.
But that's the only way that it
And
would work.
and even then is weird, kind of.
Why?
Because I don't want some dude that you've been friends with or you've known for 10 years to like still hang around us.
Well, that's your preference. But I don't see anything. I get what you're
I
saying,
just think
but I
it's
think
weird.
that if
I
he
think if
is
me
a
and you meet and
if it's someone of good character, and he marries a person, a woman, and they have a beautiful family, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I still kind of do
Mm,
because
That's fine.
I'm going to give you my perspective. I want to go back. How did you guys become friends? So forget now, we're not married, he's married, I'm married, whatever. But let's go back 10 years. How did you guys
Maybe your
become
families knew
friends?
each other.
Okay. So that means you guys spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means you guys to some extent hung out together,
Right.
probably by
Obviously.
probably by yourselves,
Yep.
right? At some
So I
point,
guess your
at some
question,
point you
you
guys watched
question,
a movie, you went to a movie, you went to a concert. At some point you
so
guys
it was a little bit like dating, is what you're saying.
to some extent there was a connection there.
But there's no, there was,
It didn't get
assuming
it
that,
didn't get
right,
further,
right.
but at some point 10 years ago or 15 years ago
You
or
feel
5
like
years
there was
ago,
something.
you hung out with this person, you
Mm-hmm.
went to concerts together, you
Mm-hmm.
went to movies together, you watched movies at your house on the couch together, even if it was as a family, even if it was on your own, because you guys were just that cool. Whatever. I know throughout life, in order for you to be this close to someone, you have experienced things together that you've also experienced with me. So now, me having this person next to me, even if he's with his new girl or his new wife, it's just, to me, it's just, I'm not okay with that. I'm weird around it, you know? And let's flip the, and if you don't understand that, let's flip the coin. So now you're good friends with a friend of mine from back in the days, and you're cool with her husband. We're all cool. But to some extent, you don't sit back and think, I wonder how these two became cool.
Well, I would know that because I would have asked you.
Okay. So you
Because
don't.
that would have been something I would want to know initially.
Okay. Oh, we're just mad cool. We grew up next door to each other. Like, oh, she used to be at my house all the time. Like, my mother used to cook, and her sisters
I
and her
guess
brothers.
for me, I would ask you the questions.
But it doesn't matter what the answer is. But to
Of course, it
me,
matters.
well, I'm telling you, to me. To me, it
Okay.
doesn't matter, because to me, I just know, like, you've experienced life throughout. You've experienced life with this person.
I guess I differ in opinion because I would ask you. I'm very forthcoming. I don't beat around the bush. I just ask it. I just say the things because I can't hold things back that bother me. So I would ask you the questions, and if I felt like it doesn't bother me that you hung out with someone.
Oh,
Now,
but
if you told me you kissed her and you guys and all the things,
but you'll
more things
never.
happened, then that would bother me.
But those are.
Obviously, that's the whole relationship. I don't care if you called it a relationship or not. That was a relationship, so that would be different.
But those are things you'll never know. I mean, yeah, those are things that maybe someone might not say
But
just because they happened 20 years ago.
babe, but if I'm asking you a question, I'm asking for an honest
But when we first
answer.
started this conversation, we said even if you don't physically touch, it could be an emotional connection.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if the answer is no, we've never kissed,
Mm-hmm.
but we've watched movies together
That
on the
doesn't bother
couch.
me.
I've snuggled with this person. This person has had sleepovers, slept in my bed when we were younger. It's
It doesn't
just.
bother me because it would there would be I guess there would be need to be more context.
But that's
It
where we're
would bother
different.
me if there was more.
But
And I
that.
would ask those questions, and then if you hopefully were honest and you are a person who would tell me the truth, and then that's it.
Yeah,
And
but
then
see, that's.
if you would tell me the truth and that's what it was, like, oh yeah, we did kiss. All right. So then that was a relationship, and that I wouldn't be okay with.
That's where we're different, because for you it would only bother you if it got to like a physical part.
Yeah.
For me as a man, even if there was no physical but there was emotional, that's enough for me,
Yeah.
because I don't, at some point in your life, your existence here on this earth, you gave a damn about somebody else besides me, and that person now is on my kitchen table having dinner with us.
You're so funny.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
I get
cool.
what you're saying.
So cool, you didn't kiss
I
him.
just have different like levels that would bother me. It's not
Listen,
just all.
it
So
is what
yeah.
it is. I mean, we're having this podcast and this conversation because there's different types of people in this world,
Mhm.
and everybody's different and they live different lives.
Yeah.
I can tell you, to you, it won't bother you unless it's
They
physical.
got
To
physical. Yeah.
me, it bothers me even if it's emotional. It doesn't have to get physical.
You're like,
I,
if they
I
look at
can't
you.
I can't have someone sitting on my couch on my kitchen table enjoying my wife's meal, knowing that 10 years ago you guys were like hanging out 24/7. You know, crashing at the crib, coming over for holidays, watching movies on a big recline on a big
Because you
sofa
want to
couch
have the only
together.
connection you want to have with the person is you. And
Because this,
obviously everybody has people before they meet the person, but you're saying
right, but you're
you
not,
don't
but you
want to know
still,
them.
no, right.
Right.
You're not forced to interact
To
with them.
interact with them. Yeah.
But I mean, listen, and unless you just had like, what is it, immaculate conception, like you just get dropped off here and you don't know anyone before you, and you do the Men in Black pen, and
Yeah.
your memory just gets wiped out. That's a different story. So we know there's gonna be a history with everybody to some
Yeah.
level, a big one, a little one, a small one. But we just don't need to have that person here
Like
present.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Like it's right there.
I don't need to be questioning. I wonder if when she lays with me to watch a movie, does it remind her of when she used to lay with him and they were younger to watch movies? I wonder if when she goes to concerts and comedy shows with me, she has just as much of a good time as she did when she used to go with her friend.
That's a lot. Oh
So
my god.
so emotionally, you feel
That's a lot
like
to bear, like to have to think about. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It doesn't have to get physical. It could just be an emotional
No, no,
thing.
no. I'm saying for people, I still maintain that it doesn't bother me unless it was physical.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you're a better person, I guess, than I am.
No, I don't know. I'm being honest. It doesn't
So
bother me. If you had any type of inclination, no. And hopefully the person is being honest and they're like, no, it was, whatever. Um,
because
so
you're more actions related, I think. I'm more intentional related. Like, and if the intention's there, I question it. Now, with you is probably if the action happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. There's, I guess, is that what it is? Everybody's different.
I guess, I mean, yeah, because
Like
I'm
you don't have to cheat on me. If the intention's there, that's enough for me to be like, I already see this happening in the near future. Let me just dead it right now. I don't have to wait till it happens and be brokenhearted and like
well,
be a
no,
disaster.
that's different. We're talking about like a friendship where it was literally like you knew the person when you were little, your family's just connected, and they were just everybody was just family. So to me, that doesn't seem like if you grew up and then had a potential relationship something, then that's a problem for me.
But to some extent, that is a relationship.
No,
All you're missing is
I'm
all
thinking
you're
of
missing is the all
kids.
you're no. Well,
I'm thinking of like
I'm
teenagers.
saying
Like
both. I'm saying both. Teenagers, early 20s. I'm generalizing it in general. Like
yeah, I guess it would
you could be
depend.
30 years old now or 40 years old and have a childhood friend from your late teens to 17, 18 and you've
Yeah.
known them for 20 years.
I just
I'm not saying when you were 6 years old, obviously.
I think ultimately you need to create boundaries. If you are the person that has the friend and it bothers your significant other, we need to just respect the boundary that is given and prioritize your husband or wife.
Yeah.
Um, and if you are the person whose wife or husband has the best friend, you're on the other side. I think that it's important for you to make sure that your voice is heard
Hmm.
in a peaceful manner, of course, and let your side be heard. And if you are not okay with that, you have to voice that, and you are
Yeah.
completely 100% okay to do that.
And
You don't have to suck it in and just like
yeah.
pretend that you're fine.
And don't settle. So
Right.
like if
That's
if
the
if
settling.
you meet someone and you love everything about them and you love everything they do and you love how they make you feel and you love how they treat you, but there's this one thing you don't really like that they have a male best friend or a female best friend if you're a male, and that person just gives you that uneasy feeling. If it gives you an uneasy feeling, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it may be cool for now. It may look like everything's in order, but that time will come where they're gonna have to pick you or you.
Mhm.
And when that person goes this way and not your way, your stomach's gonna rumble. Your stomach's gonna just get nauseous on you, and you'll be like, I don't know what to do now. Are you serious? After all these years, this and that, and that person's gonna tell you, well, what are you gonna do? You knew that was my best friend since the day we met. Now you just have to eat it because they got a point. You chose to stick around. You chose to
Right.
like,
This is what I say all the time. Like you need to say what you got to say and then be ready for whatever the answer is. And if you stick around knowing that it's something you don't like or don't want, that's on you,
that's on you.
not on the other person.
When the time
I always say that.
when that time comes, you can't blame your significant other
Right.
because you knew this time was gonna come.
Yes. Yep.
And unfortunately, we're just here to try to educate and give perspectives,
Yeah.
and I hope in this episode you got to see both our sides, and clearly on some things we agree, on some things we disagree, um, but at the end of the day, I think the outcome is gonna be the same.
Mhm.
I think whether you choose to, I don't want to say tolerate, but whether you choose to accept opposite sex friendship in your relationship, I think down the line that will potentially become into a problem or
Mhm.
turn into a problem. Again, because your loyalty can only be to one person,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
and there's gonna be a time where that person's gonna call you and you're gonna have to jump and drop everything you're doing. And that drop of everything you're doing is going to mean leaving your wife behind, leaving your husband behind, leaving your kids behind. Now that's going to put like a weird taste in the other person's mouth. Like, this guy's leaving me to
Well,
go help her.
it makes you question everything,
Yeah.
right? It's like how on the totem pole of important people,
Yeah.
where do I sit?
How
That
about
shouldn't be a question.
how about if he says, "Oh, I say, you say right there, babe. You guys are just equally important."
No,
or
I'm out.
if a woman tells you, tell me, "Oh, babe, I love you to death. We've been married, 20 years." Or how important is this friend of yours that you've known for 20 years? Oh, you guys are right there, both of them, both of you.
No.
There's gonna be a time where you have to lean this way or that way. You're gonna hurt somebody. Somebody's gonna feel, like you betrayed them, and now it's just gonna get out of hand.
No
So
friend of mine would ever be upset. It just doesn't make any sense because say if I had a guy friend and I was like, you know what, I can't because my husband doesn't like it, and then he gets mad. That says a lot
yeah,
because then he doesn't give a crap about your relationship.
some people just won't say it.
You know?
Some people will feel it and they won't say it.
What do you mean? Like the friend?
Like they'll get upset, but they won't say it till down the line, and then it just
But who are you speaking about?
the friend.
The friend will get upset and
The
not say
friend will get
anything.
upset because you didn't get up when he told you to get up
Mm-hmm.
and come help when he needed your help,
Mm-hmm.
and
And that says everything.
and eventually it'll come out anyways. It's just a very nasty situation.
It's almost like a bomb waiting to explode at
Yes.
some point.
Yes.
So again, if this is something that you guys have thrived in and it's worked for somebody and you guys are
It's
so
very
happy
rare.
and it's never caused any problems and we're just aliens and we don't see it, put it in the comments.
Well, imagine having an opposite sex friend, and now what do friends do? They grab lunch together.
Right. I told you it's a whole relationship.
They go to the gym together.
Yes.
They run errands together sometimes.
Right.
Maybe. So we're just being dramatic and talking about when that person calls you and they have a problem at whatever time of the day. But how about other things that friends do? So
Yeah.
now I got to be cool with my wife going to the gym with this dude because they've known each other 20 years. I got to be cool with my wife having full-blown text conversations with this dude all the time because they known each other 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Help me pick out some Christmas presents for my girlfriend or whoever, because they trust you because they known you 20 years. It's just, it can get real nasty real quick, real easy, and I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah.
And those of you that are a fan of it, you need to let us know how you do it, because I'm not cool with my wife constantly talking to some dude and having lunch with him once a week or twice a month, going to the gym together because they're friends, and him spotting her when she needs a spot, and it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It just, I don't see that lasting. At some point there will be a physical connection there. It's inevitable. You spend so much time together talking on the phone or hanging out in person that something will happen. And if it doesn't happen, it's still happening emotionally. Now you're going to question your relationship and be like, man, my husband doesn't make me feel like this when I go have lunch with him or whatever. Now you start comparing and be like, what am I doing here?
Right.
Why am I having more fun with my friend than with my husband?
It's too much of a slippery slope to even contemplate.
So
like I said in the beginning, just to wrap this up, in the beginning I mentioned confusion is the devil's tactic, right? And whether you believe that being the dark side, whatever you see it as the same thing. Whenever something is for you, meant for you, is godly, it's sent by God,
It'll happen.
never going to be confusion.
Yep.
It's never going to be wrapped up in this illusion of something and you're trying to figure it out. No, it's literally the easiest thing to see, because it's anything sent by God is going to fill you up, not take away from you, or leave you confused. So as always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, please. It helps the algorithm, YouTube algorithm, push it out to more people. We're a new channel, so we really appreciate every single person that has subscribed so far. Everybody starts somewhere, so we're hoping to make this be for the long term. And that's all I got.
Peace.